Take it easy.
All right, we're live. Hit that shit. Yeah, that's good. I always pretend like I don't know where the music's coming from, but I think it's coming from.
Welcome to the dtalks podcast. Yeah. Yes, welcome to the dtalks podcast. We don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, welcome to the dtalks podcast. Yeah.
That was beautiful. Beautiful job on the intro. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the dtalks podcast. I'm your host, Darren Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcasts, or comedy, do consider subscribing because we've got a whole lot of that coming on the channel here soon. So now, aside from that, I've got a really cool guest here today. He's a man of many talents, I should say. But before I can introduce you to him and kind of break things down with him, we're going to be shooting the shit and whatnot. I could talk to you guys a little bit about car insurance. These days, it seems as if we're able to do more and more from home. So while you're at home, why aren't you saving money on your car insurance? Your hometown agency, Kenosha Auto Insurance, specialized for literally years in simple, hassle-free car insurance using the latest and touch-free technology to help you and your family get the best rates. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call today, 262-448-4141. That's 262-448-4141. The website's kenoshains.com. One last time, it's 262-448-4141. Give them a call. Tell them Rita dtalks sent you. The worst that can happen is you will get the best rates. So, with all that out of the way, I'm pumped to introduce you guys to my guest today. When I get ready to book for an upcoming month or sometimes 2 months out, I'm always like astonished at sometimes people that are in my life that I have yet to have on the podcast. And this guy today is one of them. I was surprised I haven't had him on sooner, but we are blessed to be in the presence of a lover, a fighter, and a hooper. Let's give a wet dtalks welcome to Dylan Babcock. He's here.
Thank you.
We were just talking off air. You know, I mentioned that you're a lover and a fighter. You were telling us some interesting stories that you've been having on the loving side of things, man. What's going on? You single man right now?
Currently single, yes.
Currently single. Not. Are you searching?
Dating
or
around, trying to.
Okay. Are you somebody like? Do you enjoy dating, or is it like annoying that like you're continuously in that?
I love women, so it's always awesome. I love dating. Meeting new people, especially, is very fun. Yeah. I love first dates, especially getting to know somebody, cracking the ice. Mm-hmm. It's always nice to like see somebody open up to you, especially one-on-one with individuals. Yeah. I like, because when people get into groups, they kind of sacrifice their individuality for the group. So when you get somebody one-on-one and you can actually look into their eyes, they just open up to you so much more. Especially you can pay full attention to somebody.
Do you find it easy for you to open up to people like on a first date?
I'm a very agreeable person, very open to all sorts of different ideas. Mm-hmm. So like I just love learning about new things. So it doesn't matter who you are. Like you can be a goth girl, fitness girl, music, whatever. I'm gonna find something interesting about you. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like someone was asking me. Well, Eric was asking me last week towards the end of the episode, like why are you doing podcasts and all that stuff? And it's a similar thing to the reason you love first dates, where it's like I can be pretty much interested by anything. Like if someone cares about something or it's important to them or something, you know, I can get invested in that. So is there anything that's like off limits to you on a first date then? Because if you like people opening up to you, is there ever something that like off limits I could like tell you that would like really throw you off? Yeah, kids. Kids? Okay. That would be a big deal right off the bat. Okay. Well, let's we're gonna do a little role play right here. Throw you under the bus right here. So we'll sit down for a first date. What do I look like? What do I look like? Just so he can envision something. I'll be a long beautiful hair. Long beautiful long blonde beautiful hair. Let's do that. I'm how tall are you? 6 foot. 6 foot. On Tinder 6'1". Okay, that's fair. Try to keep it honest. Okay, so let's say I'm a 5'7", blonde hair, blue-eyed, busty model woman, right? And we sit down. Where are you taking me? Where am I sitting down on this Tinder date? We matched on Tinder. Do you use Tinder? A little bit. Use all the dating apps, but what's your favorite one? Real life is definitely the best. Random opportunities. We'll say Bumble. Probably. We met on Bumble. No, Hinge is the best. Hinge? I hear scary things about Hinge, man. Probably scary. I just like it because as a man, like you can send messages to somebody right away. So I like you kind of like.
Oh, you don't have to match.
No.
Okay.
Like the match, like send your like, you can send a little sentence with them, like 140 characters. So I like that as a man because you can like send some game in a little bit before then. Where it's like Tinder, it's just about the profile. I got bad stats.
Yeah, that's fair. So what game did you send? Okay, we met on Hinge and we set this date up. Where am I meeting you, and what message did I get? Because I got to get into character, and then we'll go from there.
You just gotta like very easily just like let's go out for drinks or something like that.
Okay.
You can't just like rush into things.
Okay, where are we out for drinks though now?
Just any old random bar. I'm not gonna name drop my favorite places, get them overrun.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we're at it's not a hole in the wall type of place, but it's a
little upscale. Come on.
A little bit nicer, right? Okay, it's casual dining, we'll say.
For sure.
Okay, so maybe I'm in like a nicer outfit. All right, so we sit down. Did we know each other beforehand, or we just showed up? We didn't come together.
First time we met each other. No.
Okay, so we sit down. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. Wow, it's really great to finally meet you. I was so excited when you said, let's go out for drinks sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we are.
And so we're just supposed to do a first date now?
Yeah.
Like this.
We're at first date.
Man. You really put me on blast for this one.
Can we get some waters? Thank you.
Nah, I think drinks is definitely the best first date because just with like trying to go for a meal or something fun, you just might not connect. And I don't know, there's no pressure with drinks. Let's just talk, see how it goes. Alcohol kind of loosen us up a little bit.
Yeah. Like
social lubricant.
Do you order the girl a drink, or do you let her?
Of course. Whoever idea it is to go on a date should pay for the date.
Okay.
The 50-cent wisdom.
So how do you get the girl to open? If I'm the girl here, I just got us waters coming down. We're at like a little. We're not at a dining table. We're at like a little, not at the bar, but like a off table.
Yeah, a little table.
Right. I just got us waters. So the guy comes back. What are you getting for a drink? Because I'm gonna be judging you as a first date.
Oh, my drink of choice.
Yeah.
Hendrix and soda.
Yeah,
double.
Okay.
Hendrix is type of gin.
Yeah.
You're not a drinker, right?
No, but I know I bartended for a while, so I know. Yeah.
No,
so I know all about Hendrix.
You've seen a lot of first dates.
I've seen a lot of first dates. Yeah. So okay, so you get a Hendrix and soda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me think what she would drink. I'm gonna do
3 apple teenies and it's done. It's over.
3 apple teenies. All right. I'm just gonna do a regular. I'll do a dirty martini. Straight up.
That would be impressive.
Mm-hmm.
See, with that one, you just orders a stronger drink than me. I'm impressed by you right away.
Yeah. Okay.
You taking me on the date now.
Now, what if she asks you something like that? What if she goes, so you're messing me up because you keep breaking my character right now. I'm trying to stay in character. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go in character for the audience right now to see what kind of game Dylan has on a first date. I wanna see if I could throw you off with like a question that would like, I'm gonna see how the date goes, and I'm gonna see if I could like throw you off completely by like I'm opening too much. Like I'm opening up too much to you. Because really you enjoy people opening up. So I want to see, put that on its head and see what happens. Okay, so we just got our drinks and we'll go from there. We just got the drinks. You start the conversation. You're the guy.
So how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you asked me out. Do you usually come here? Do you take a lot of girls here?
Just you, baby.
Oh, just me? I feel special. Oh my God.
Oh, you look very special.
Jesus, fuck, this is terrible. All right, we're done with this bit. Dill, we got Lucas Status in the chat. Says, Dill, what's up, Lucas? It's good to hear from you, man. That was,
best friend of all time right there.
It's best friend?
Of all time.
How long you guys know each other?
Since I moved to this area, about 4th grade.
Where'd you live before that?
I lived kind of more in like Twin Lakes, Lake Geneva. So I went to a little elementary school called Brookwood.
Oh, yeah.
They feed into Badger, I think.
Yeah.
So I would have gone to Badger I would have just stayed with that.
That would have sucked, bro.
Would have sucked so bad.
Badger sucks, bro.
But so in 4th grade, we moved to Trevor. So I ended up going to that grade school. And it's just being like the new kid in class, especially at that point where like social skills aren't really developed yet. 4th grade, it's what, like 11, 12 years old, not even. Yeah. And you're the brand new kid. I don't know any other people. And so first day,
it's a quiet first couple of days, man. You're just not
first
speaking.
Day is so quiet.
Not raising your hand. Nothing.
But I think the teacher actually had to get Lucas and I believe some other person to like go and like introduce, like, hey, can you go talk to the new kid, make sure he's here. And So ever since Lucas did that, we just been best friends ever since. It ended up nice because I moved in like 3 or 4 streets down from him.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And you guys, I mean, you worked over at his restaurant for a while, so like you guys almost like family at this point, you know.
Definitely family. That's kind of like a major part of our friendship is since I knew him when we were younger, he like hooked me up with a job because his dad owned the restaurant, the Kalmar Cafe. Yeah. So I washed dishes there for like 6 years.
Damn, bro.
Did a little bit of everything except cooking. Damn. A little waiting.
That's cool though. I feel like it's that you know that's like it's great to have somebody like that growing up, especially when you know. Somebody who was so kind when you were the new kid and a little nervous, you know, I feel like that's
forever
awesome.
Grateful for that.
So you know, so we got Lucas in the chat. We were talking first dates and whatnot. What I was trying to get to is like, is there something somebody could say other than like I know the kids thing is kind of funny. Like, is it too far? Can you ever get too far with somebody, or is it kind of just a matter of if we're both clicking and we both keep going that far, we can do that?
As long as like both people are agreeing and they like you feel each other's vibe, then for sure like. You can just keep going and keep building. If you're comfortable with it, that's fine. But I think for the most part, is that especially as a man on a first date, you can't come off too strong, or else like you just scare people away. And with both sides, just like desperate energy, like just being desperate, like you can tell that, and it'll always repel. Yeah. Which is so shitty because like you want to attract somebody by being like, oh, I love you 100%, and it's like, get away from me, please.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, have you been on dates where you could tell right away the person's desperate? I'm only asking because I'm just curious because I've never been. Dude, I haven't been on a date ever.
So lucky.
Really? Like we met each other in high school and have been. You know,
I wish I would have met like my soulmate in like 5th grade.
That'd make things easier.
Make things so much easier, so much more simple.
Don't have to think about it. Don't have to have these apps. That's the thing. I never even had. I downloaded Tinder, and it was fucked up. What I did, but somebody told me to do this, and I was seeking both men and women, and I had like a music profile on Tinder. So this is like SoundCloud years and years ago, back when I was doing SoundCloud shit. So that's why, not proud of that, but that's what I had to do to try and get on.
You were just trying to get your name out there. You weren't actually trying to get on any dates or anything.
No, we were dating. I just wanted. I was like, man, I gotta try something, and someone was like, man, this would be a good idea. Get in front of tons of new people. And this one, this bi guy ended up cussing me out because he said, this is not the way to do it, man. And he was right. He was really right. He was like, it's very disrespectful that some people are on here trying to find connection. And here you are. And I'm like, damn, he's straight up right. He was straight up right. So I can't even argue with that.
Most people can't even find a date on the dating app. So like try to find music on it. It's
tough. Well, now, task. You know what's cool now is you get, I think you get a theme song on Tinder. And so I got
like your anthem.
I got people that have a couple of my songs as their anthem. So I respect the fuck out of that. They're getting.
That's an icebreaker too, a conversation starter.
My guy, that song you heard, that's my guy. So hopefully that doesn't detract from any attraction they would have. But
depends. The right person, it won't.
Yeah, what's like the most absurd first date someone's asked you to be on?
Most absurd first date.
Like something that was maybe pretty straightforward. Like, fuck a first date. Like let's just.
Definitely just like. A straight invite into somebody's house, like you just want to hang out on my couch, which I guess is like just because going into a woman's house, I always feel like very almost set up, like with all like the Me Too shits. Like I gotta really watch my step. Don't like come too overbearing. Don't come like too forward with things.
So you get nervous if a girl looks you over. Interesting.
At least like right away, especially like I don't know you at all.
Yeah, it is. I think in general to ask anybody to come straight to your house before you really know them at all. That's pretty. I mean, I do that with the podcast, but like other than that, like I get nervous with that even a little bit. You know, it's like people. Sometimes I've sat down with people for this. First time I've ever talk to them in real life it's here. You know, and so it's a little nerve wracking. I couldn't imagine if I had like intentions of wanting to be intimate with them. It
throws off a lot because the first day you just want to get to know somebody, like learn about each other. You know, figure out how your brains work. Just try to connect some way somehow. But it's like in a house, like this feels like planned, which not always the worst case.
Yeah, I guess sometimes the straightforwardness could be a good thing. But I asked people on Instagram and Snapchat what has been bothering them. Is there something that's been bothering you, Dylan? What's annoying you right now in the world? There's lots of things happening.
Like 50 fucking things.
Okay, what's something that's been pissing you off?
Just like the government for sure sucks.
What's the government doing that's pissing you off, man? I feel like everybody's got their take on the government. I think it does suck though in general.
Well, just like it's so divisive on either side. Like everybody just wants to hate the other side, and I don't get it. Cause like we're all in this together. Like you're an American, I'm American. We gotta try and like get this shit together, but it's always trying to split people off some way, somehow, like either money or race or
race, and social media. I think is like it's kind of scary. I don't know if you saw this stuff a few weeks back, maybe a month or so back now. At this point, back when Facebook like shut down for like a day or something, Facebook, Instagram. That was like right on the heels of the whistleblower that came out against Facebook, a girl who was working there for Facebook and Instagram, I think, and she talked about how they have internal data that shows and they know of that basically explains that Facebook's algorithm promotes stuff that is, I mean, it's not necessarily 100% their fault, but they're aware of the issue and chose not to fix it, where it's like, it's a robot. It's only worried about pushing the things that get the most engagement. Right. So that's what's going to keep you on the platform the longest.
The almighty algorithm.
What gets the most engagement? Hateful, spiteful things. Because it's like if I post something that's, super right wing, and anybody that's super left wing is going to be attacking that post, and anybody super right wing is going to be backing it up. And so anything like that that's super divisive, they love that, they push that, and they're kind of aware of it.
Shows up on your feed.
Yeah, and they're aware, and so like, the things that made Facebook like a good thing, where like you could like see pictures of your cousins or your, you could
dogs.
You could keep up with like friends that you don't get to see anymore. That's getting pushed down in the algorithm. You might not see that for 4 days, but you just keep seeing,
just shit you don't like, shit you hate.
Yeah, shit you hate, or shit that you like, or shit making fun of the people you hate, and so it's like. And they're aware of it, and they don't really care because it keeps you on the platform longer. And that was basically exposed, and then it was like really convenient that like the next day, it was down for like 12 hours.
Oh, they're like covering some shit up.
They were trying to fix something. They didn't fix it, but
if it like goes off of hate though, I must like really hate girls with huge tits jumping.
Okay, that's what you get. Oh, that's that's the thing. I know.
And dogs.
And dogs. Well, she's going to show you what you interact with.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, I feel like now, especially with social media, and like, I think the 2016 like election, like that race and beyond, has really like kind of made everybody more active. Where it's like, I think that a lot more people are probably engaging in more political content than they ever had been before.
Oh, definitely.
And so it's whatever you interact with. If I only interact with big titty goth women, then if that's the only thing I like, or I comment, or I stop and watch the whole video for, I'm gonna keep getting that. And so it's like they don't have a way to address it though when it comes to like things that could potentially be harmful, like when it comes to misinformation.
Like the robot just hacking us though, like that's our biology. Like we're drawn to things we don't like. We love interacting with hate.
Yeah, I mean it's like the car. What's like a car crash? If you see a car crash,
can't look away.
Yeah, you can't look away, and your car like. If you're looking at something, you're gonna slowly. It's the same thing when you're walking.
Piles up.
You just slowly tilt that way. And I think with social media though, the difference is that like, on that highway, when you pass that car going 70, you see it for 3 seconds, you look away. Okay, it's done. Social media, it's in your pocket all day long. You're getting notifications in some cases, and you have nowhere to go. It's always there. And so I think that's what kind of makes it so weird and fucked up.
I think it's mostly like an accepted fact. Like social media is just bad for you. I think so. Like it's a lot of junk food for your brain.
Yeah,
like,
I'd agree with that.
Especially with all this car crash. Maybe if like we just use it for the actual good stuff, like you were saying, is like connecting with friends and family.
Yeah.
Maybe the country be in a better place, but I think it's just people. I don't blame the algorithm. I blame people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the same thing where it's like there were people behind. I mean and to get, I guess, political, like even like the January 6th, like insurrection shit like that, there were Facebook groups like setting that up. Facebook knew about it and just didn't do anything. And the same thing with other stuff has happened. So it's like, that's kind of scary, that like people like, it's like this started off this thing where you could like, show your grandma pictures of you if she can't make graduation. And now it's, white supremacists are fucking planning to bomb the Capitol. Like, that's not good. So it's like, it's definitely taken a turn where we are not maybe wanting it to go this way. And I think that's kind of scary for everybody. And then now they're doing the metaverse thing, and people are freaking out.
Scary.
Yeah, I think it's scary. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I do think it is scary. I think the more I've kind of sat and thought about it, I want it'll be a while before anything like that is, like, everybody's in the metaverse or some shit like that. But it is, I don't know. I don't think I trust Facebook with it. Like, I wish anybody else would make something like that. And I guess Microsoft is, but it's still, Microsoft is like,
it's not cool.
A tier down. Yeah.
That first mover advantage, everybody's always going to be on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the first thing. So, like, it's what people are going to go to. Same with, like, Walmart. It's the number one thing, name recognition. Yeah. People are going to go to it. So, Microsoft, I mean, good luck. I hope they make something that's good, but
yeah.
I think
it's so scary with personal information. That's the thing. Because, like, think about how it is right now. If you play a mobile game or you do anything on your phone and this stupid ad pops up, you know, it's on your screen. Like, from what you can see, like, my vision, like, if this was a video game, is like here to here to here-ish. Like, this is my screen.
Right.
My phone is this big. So that's a very small percentage of what I'm fully able to see right here. I exit out just a little ad. What happens when you're when you're playing VR? I don't know if you've played VR at all, but I've only done a little bit. But it's still, my friends had the PlayStation VR, and I've like put the Oculus Rift on once, and it's cool. And the graphics are not there yet, so it's not like something, you know. But it's still cool, and you still feel like you get dizzy. You like feel like you're in this place. But imagine, like, literally the entirety of the world you're in is now this ad, or like they're selling you whatever. Like, that's scary to think about.
You ever see the Black Mirror episode?
I haven't, and I've heard Black Mirror is scary as fuck because of this shit.
Like the 50 Million Merits episode, it's basically the exact same thing as like the metaverse. Like, there's a scene from the metaverse completely recreated where it's just like his avatar on the wall, and this guy's just the whole episode, like, everybody's in like some weird compound, but all their stuff's on social media. Like, they just interact with everybody through their avatar, and it's the metaverse.
It's like Ready Player
fully,
One.
but fully realized. Like, metaverse is step one.
Yeah, it's
anybody
crazy.
else but Zuckerberg.
But but I you know, I guess it just, the thing is, like, I think that there wouldn't even be a want for that if, like, what you were kind of saying, where like everybody like is so hateful to each other, and everybody, like, you know, maybe our government isn't doing what we feel like it needs to do, and if we just make like what we actually have great, like, you know,
no chance. That would make too much sense.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, it's so crazy. It's the same thing with like with all this like space travel talk and stuff like that. It's like,
better.
Why don't we just like fix this shit, bro? Like, we're just gonna beat the fuck out of it and then leave, and like only the super rich people are gonna leave, and we're all.
Bezos said something like today or yesterday where he was saying that like eventually Earth's gonna be a vacation planet.
I saw that. Yeah.
So
terrifying. That's pretty scary for somebody like that. He can actually, I'm sure he's had a meeting. He's seen graphs that we haven't seen that like probably make him right.
The plans for Amazon City in space.
Oh god, dude.
That's where we're gonna be living. Like, I really do think we're all gonna be living in like corporate controlled areas. Like, this is gonna be like Microsoft world. This is Facebook world, and you're gonna live here, there. Like, there's no more United States. It's just all corporations.
Yeah, because I mean, they basically own the United States as it is right now. They own all the government figures. Everybody that passes laws.
It's a partnership.
Yeah, so they keep us talking shit on a podcast for pennies.
Big club, and we're not in it.
Yeah, that's fair. How do we get in it, man? That's what we need to do.
$1 billion, I think, is the entry fee. Something like that.
Did you see, speaking of $1 billion, we were just giving him shit a couple weeks back. Elon Musk like sold like half, like not half, I forget how much, like 15.
He sold like 4 billion shares of Tesla.
Yeah.
I think is what we're talking about.
Yeah. And he fucking, I guess he's donating it or to pay his taxes.
Yeah, he has a $15 billion tax bill coming up.
Yeah.
And it's still like so much smaller than what he should be paying.
Yeah. But I know he like was kind of like showing it because he was pissed that everyone was giving him shit for like the last like 3 weeks. And he was like, well, here I am. I'm selling all this stock to do it. And I think it's just crazy that like he could do that. Like how much he could really fix or do with billions of dollars.
Well, did you see the part where somebody said like if Elon Musk gave us $60 billion, we could like cure starvation in Africa, and he was just like, show me the plans.
I saw that, yeah, and I actually respected that from him.
Oh, I respect that so much.
Yeah, like it's kind of scary that one guy has that, but if he's actually open to like,
don't you think they would come up with the plans like right away? It's like, yo, he said yes. He said,
why do they not have the? How are you gonna throw out that fucking statement and not have the breakdown already?
Where did you get the number?
Yeah, where did you just make that up? Because that's what I bet. That's the reason we didn't hear about it again. Is like. They didn't actually have. Maybe it was more, or it was a little like whatever it was. It was like, shit. Like we only did like half the math. Like it was kind of just a projection. I don't know, man. It kind of sucks when you hear that. But I mentioned that you're a fighter. You're a boxer.
Yeah, correct, boxer.
I've talked earlier this year on the show when you were helping me get started boxing and everything, and I really loved it, and I love boxing. But how did you get into boxing? Because for people that don't know, like we play basketball our whole lives, like
for people that don't know, we're friends for a long time now.
A very, very long time.
At least since high school.
Yeah,
like I was freshman year.
I was just telling McKenna the other day. I think there was a like grade school. Do you remember the grade school like youth panther camps? You were on my team in 8th grade.
That's probably how we met. Like
we
the
won
first
the
introduction.
Championship. The last year you could win. I just remember it was a big deal.
I didn't
for
get the
me.
trophy. So.
Yeah, we didn't get there was no trophy. We were the Bulls though. Me, you, Kevin Klitschko, Troy Stewart. I remember the whole team, bro. This was big for me. This was big.
You have pictures of this?
No, I don't. I have like my shoes though. I think from that year. So, but yeah, so I've known you since like 8th grade. And here we are now, fucking 23. How old are you?
I'm gonna be 23 in December.
23 in December. Okay, so, I'm older than you, and you're out here with these 50, 60-year-old women. That's crazy, dude. That's insane.
40 years old.
40 years old. That's fair. But so, I've known you for a while, and we've been hooping. Been hoopers our whole life. You played some football. I played some football, and
a little bit. Not as fun as basketball.
I would have never guessed that you were into boxing. And how did that come to be? Like, what is it about boxing?
I can remember, like, as far back as I can remember, I love fighting and just, like, want to do karate, want to do, like, all the taekwondo. Like, my mom would drive past, like, the karate studio and be like, can I do that? And she'd be like, we ain't got the money for that. Yeah. It's like, damn, one of these days.
Dang it. Soon.
So, I ended up moving to Kenosha about 2 years ago now. And there's a boxing gym, like, literally 5 minutes down the road from me. I can walk to it. And so I just had my own money, had the time. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go in. I'm going to learn this stuff. And before that, I was a fan of boxing, the UFC. Yeah. I love fighting sports. So I'm going to finally learn this stuff. So just straight up just walked in the door. Like, hey, can I get started? Yeah. And I go the Distance Fitness. That's my gym. Yeah. So Coach Dan there, he'll hook you up. He just hooked me up, took me right in. He's like, all right, first class is free. So I'm going to show you the ABCs. And we just go from there.
Were you did you kind of pick it up quick, or was it hard for you at first?
There's some parts about boxing that are just, it takes a month or 2 months of straight practice, as with any skill, to just finally get it down for it to stop being hard. But I think it was a quick study, especially because just doing athletics my whole life, the athleticism part was already there.
You have hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Helps a lot.
Catching a basketball, being able to pass that,
And then I'm a good listener, so it just, like, I'm super coachable, so anything he said is like, all right, I'm gonna try it, see if it works. Just do it, do whatever coach says.
You're not a big ego guy. Like, I know what I'm doing, coach. I feel like boxing, the wrong sport to have an ego. When it comes, I feel like maybe guys do as they, have earned the right to.
Confidence is the thing.
Yeah, but like when it comes to, like, especially starting out, you can't just be like, especially we're kind of, I wouldn't say older for boxers. I mean, but a lot of kids start.
Yeah, a lot of kids do start young.
Kids start young, so it's like, to start at your age or my age, like, and come in with like an ego, like, oh, you can't tell me, like, no, I got it, like, that would be pretty fucking stupid to do. So like, I think it's really positive that you don't.
I've been hurt by like a lot younger kids than me, like 16-year-olds. I've been hurt by moms, really, like little moms that know how to throw a good punch.
You spar against moms?
I don't hit them. I'll let them hit me, like a little like practice dummy, because like they're not really gonna hurt me. But there was this one time where this mother and her son, they were both like coming to the gym together, getting in, and so I'd spar against both of them. And the little kid, he kind of had like not an ego, but like, I'm gonna do it my way, and like he just did not know how to throw a punch. So like he could hit me, it just didn't really hurt. But the mom, she listened and she got coached up real well.
Oh God!
So she hit me with a perfect 2-3, and that 3, it just landed perfectly. And I was like, God damn, this little 100-pound woman just
fucked you.
Show me the lights.
Damn, bro. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I mean, it's kind of crazy that like, cause you start like about 2 years ago, you said, and you picked it up pretty quickly, and you do it all the time. You're training like every day,
basically every day.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, of course, when you're doing something every day, of course you're gonna have exponential growth in it.
Skills, consistency is so key.
Of course, and so like, I just think it's crazy, like you're doing stuff like that, like getting in the ring with people and not really throwing. Like you are understanding it now. Yeah. On a level, when you're helping out beginners, where you can Just crazy
with stuff like that. I work on my defense too, so it's not like I'm not in there just getting hit.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to avoid your punches, and it's easy because you're not gonna kill me because you just started out, so you're gonna be slow. I can see things, work at a good pace.
But that's like the crazy, like that's kind of what I'm getting to, where it's like it's insane. Like even like when you were training me and like we first got in the ring and you were like, oh, we're gonna get. I was like, what, dude? Like you're gonna just let me punch you? But like, dude, like it's like, have you seen Dragon Ball? Like Ultra Instinct. It's like, dude, you're literally like I'm throwing punches and you're just like, oh shit, like that Peter Parker scene in like the original Spider-Man.
Shit.
Yeah, like you're just like, oh, there's his punch. Okay, there's his other one, and it's like you're just, it's like what's happening, and it's just crazy that like you're so comfortable at a point now, and it's only been 2 years. Who knows where you'll be in another year or something like that.
I think that's the hardest part, is getting comfortable, like seeing a punch coming at your face. Because natural human instinct, if something fast is coming at your face, just get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
But to like
but
stand
that could
in
really
there
fuck you up if you just throw yourself into another punch.
Well, even just to like not blink at somebody, stay poised in the pocket, it takes a long time. It took me like a year to really like get comfortable just not blinking at punches.
And you got to be used to like getting tapped, in the face. That's something that for me was just starting out, where I was like, oh, okay.
Never been hit before. It's really morbid, but you do got to get punched in the face a couple times.
Yeah, you really do. Because that's the thing. Like, I watched like the Rocky movies growing up when I was very young, and my dad showed me those. I loved them, and that is most of the reason that I only want, which is probably not a good reason if it's like you only saw it in this movie. But I mean, there's probably a lot of things that you see in a movie.
From all types of things.
So like, I always wanted to do it. It just looked awesome, and like, I don't know, just like the idea of like, it felt like the fight in itself wasn't everything. It was everything around the fight that made it awesome. Like how hard he had to work just to get the fight and to be in shape to compete with this guy. Like I just loved that aspect of it too. But then the fighting, I wanted to be able to like get the shit kicked out of me, but just still like
be in a real fight.
Yeah, beat the other guy or beat whoever I was fighting. And I never really realized or thought about, like that part where you get the shit kicked out of you. Yeah, that actually, you feel that. It doesn't just like, you're not just wearing makeup and spitting fake blood out. You're getting fucking punched in the face, dude. So I remember when we got in the ring and like, I remember like the first like tap, and I was like I was like, are you sure? And you were like, dude, throw punch.
Hit me.
Yeah, you were literally like, hit me. Yeah. And I was like,
I get mad at people. Like, you got to throw, hit me. Dude.
Yeah. It was so weird. Like we're friends just like this, where we're joking and laughing and shit. And it's one thing you're standing next to me like, okay, you got to hit the bag this way, hit the bag that way. And then you're like, all right, we're going to put the stuff on and we're going to get in the ring. It's like, now I want you to hit me. I'm like, but I know you. Like, you have feelings, emotions. I've met girlfriends that you've had. Like, I don't want to punch you. And it's a weird thing. So I think that there's a lot to get used to there. And it's interesting that way. What's like the thing with teaching people that you see that it's hard for people to grasp when it comes to the sport?
Besides technical stuff?
Or like the biggest thing, I guess, in general. Maybe it's something technical, I don't know.
Well, definitely just the technical like footwork stuff, like how to move right, because if anybody's ever seen a boxing stance, it's so unlike any other thing you've done. Like,
it's very awkward at first.
Yeah, like everybody, like basketball defense stance, like it's just like an athletic position. Everybody can get in that, but a boxing stance is so unorthodox. It's just, you've never moved that way in your life. It's not, you're just trying to go fast in that stance.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out too well.
Well, and the way
always
you
takes
move
a month
too
or two.
It's, like the way you move any distance is very different too, where like if I'm going to run, I'm putting one foot in front of the other. If I'm going to walk, I'm doing the same thing. In boxing, it's not like that. It's
one foot, then the next foot.
The next foot.
And you never cross them, you never go in front of each other.
Yeah. So it's very, very awkward at first, where it's like you're like someone's throwing a punch at you and you want to go to the left, you're like, oh, I'm going to go like this. No, you're not going to go right foot, left foot. You're going that front foot first over to the left, and then that other one follows. So it's very bizarre at first, for sure.
Another thing I'd say is difficult is just being comfortable getting punched. Like being comfortable seeing punches come at you. That's definitely like the first or second biggest thing. Mm-hmm. It's just natural human instinct to just get out of the way.
Is there anything that was really embarrassing for you starting out that like you kind of remember that you're like, oh, but now that you've been doing it for a while, that you're like, man, I was a fucking noob? Like,
nothing I can think too embarrassing, but definitely just like getting the shit kicked out of me. So there's a certain level of embarrassment to that.
Yeah.
Like, you clearly got beat by another person. So like, you can find some like solace in it because he's obviously better than me. He's been doing it for 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still demeaning.
And literally where it's like in in basketball or football or something, like
you just lose the game.
Like, well, I might just have juked you in a. Like, I might have just made you fall when I'm running on the field, or if it was basketball, maybe I just crossed you up and my team won, and like, oh, we beat you. Like, that's demoralizing too. But I literally like beat the shit out of you with my hands. Like, not like crossed you and I'm saying like, I just beat the fuck out of you. Like, no, I really did. Like, I really just took both my fists and embarrassed you. Like, that is tough to take.
It hurts.
I'm glad I'm still not gotten to that point. I've stopped like a month and a half in, so
I've been dropped one time, not a knockout, just a body punch.
A body punch?
The body hurts way more than the head. I'd much rather get hit in the head than the body, dude, because the body will, like...
Your brain doesn't agree with that, though.
No, it doesn't.
The counting and the reading comprehension skills
60-year-old
don't agree
me
with
can
that.
worry about that.
Yeah.
But, like, I got dropped by a body punch one time because it just really takes all the air out of you. You've gotten the air knocked out of you before. You can't breathe, but, like...
And you need to be able, with boxing, dude, the conditioning
cardio is off the charts.
That was like, I think, and that was something that I was very lucky to, like, starting out where, like, I, as a basketball player, I'm running a lot and stuff. So, like,
good cardio.
I obviously could still keep improving it as well. And I'm not doing stuff I'm not used to, but I felt like I wasn't as gassed as maybe I should be as someone just starting boxing because I had a little bit of cardio. But if you that's the thing, you need to continuously be pumping oxygen into there, and you're focusing on a lot of things. So, like, you get that wind knocked out of you. It's like, and you forget everything else that's going on. And then you're getting hit in the fucking face, you know?
You almost rather get hit because it's just like, I can't move. Like, moving is harder. It hurts more.
Yeah, let me just get smoked. Let me fall on the ground. Yeah, dude. It's really crazy. Is it hard when now that you've been doing it for a while and, like, you understand, the fighting styles that maybe other people have and stuff like that, when somebody comes in who is unorthodox, when they come in, I mean, I remember I was there one day when you guys were doing sparring, and there was an older gentleman that had come in, and he literally had, like, the put him up stance, and he
I think I know who you're talking about.
He started like this.
The really old guy in the wheelchair.
There's a guy in the wheelchair.
There's a guy in the wheelchair that comes in. He just hits the bag.
No. Okay.
Well, he gets out of his wheelchair sometimes, and it's like, oh man, he still got it.
Oh,
like, he wants it for a round or two.
Oh, he's not like paralyzed. He's just chilling.
He needs the wheelchair, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. I was confused when you said he stood up. I'm like,
that's a
big deal. Loves the game, I guess. But okay, so like there was this one guy who came in. He looked like a regular, like, desk job having kind of
like
40-year-old dad kind of bod and everything.
And
he came in. He had him up like this at first, and then, like, he was fighting people, like, straight on and throwing them, like, awkward as fuck, like this. But he was, like, fighting kids that were, like, training, and, like, I'm watching them, like, come in their stance, and, like, they're trying to, and they had no idea what to do. And it's almost like in like when it comes to, like, politics and stuff, when you, like, go in to try and debate somebody who's just, like, a complete conspiracy theorist. It's like, you can't do anything. I'm like, they're so far gone. There's nothing I can do. Is it like that when you're fighting someone unorthodox?
Definitely. Like, there's just it takes you off guard. There's a surprise to it, and especially if somebody, like, bull rushes right into you, it's hard to just get out of the way. It's always harder to go side to side and to, like, backing up. It's always gonna be slower and harder to do that. So it's just, if he stays on you like that, it sucks. Especially because sparring, you don't want to hit somebody. You don't want to clean somebody's clock. Like, we're just sparring. We're just messing around here, kind of. But
if they run at you like that, I was like this. I think I talked about this on the podcast back when Nate Robinson got dropped by Jake Paul. Like, one of the first things that, like, you showed me, it was like maybe day 1 or 2, was when I was working on movement and backing up, was like, this hand should be ready. Like, if I'm backing up, this is loaded right now.
Right.
So, like, and that's literally what happened to Nate Robinson. Jake just literally backed up and threw the right into his fucking head and knocked his ass out. Like,
and it's cool now seeing that, and I can be like, that's like a 1 month level boxing beginner mistake.
Yeah.
Like,
it's running straight into that.
Yeah, no pro would ever do that.
Yeah.
But that's why he got his ass knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That really bothered me too.
Jake Paul can actually box.
Do you think he's gonna beat Tyson Fury?
Fuck no. It's Tyson Fury's little brother.
Or Tyson Fury. Yeah, that's what I meant. Tommy Fury, right?
Yeah.
That's his name, Tommy Fury. He, his trainer, I watched the interview, his trainer was talking about it. He said if it's even close, he'll never train him again. And Tommy needs to be done boxing forever.
Yeah, that it should be. I think Tommy's going to do bad things to Paul.
Dude, like, but I hope so. I'm just getting so nervous because, like, it was supposed to happen the last couple of times, and it didn't. And I know those were very much not on the level of Tommy, but I feel like him and his team, Jake Paul, I give them a lot of credit for like picking the perfect people at the time because it's giving him more time to get ready for a Tommy Fury.
Exactly.
I don't think
I'm with you. I think the
Tommy,
hype up. Like, you fight the next best guy, then you fight the next best guy, and then finally you're ready for this thing.
Yeah, and I don't know that he is 100% ready, but either way, he's bought himself enough time where people think he's legit now because he's fought these people who, at those moments, he was better than. So, I don't know.
He's fought legit fighters, just not legit boxers.
Yeah. Dude, the Ben Askren one that made me so sad.
Because he's a Wisconsin kid, so I was
I was watching him he was on Logan Paul's podcast like right beforehand, and he just seemed like such a nice guy. I'm listening to him on all these interviews like selling the fight, and I'm like, guy seems like a nice dude.
Askren?
Like, yeah, he seems like a funny guy.
My uncle kind of knows him a little bit because really? Ben Askren, he runs like the Wisconsin Olympic wrestling. I think he trains a team. So my uncle is like a big wrestling coach. He coaches at Wilmot, Swampy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shout out.
Damn.
So
he knows Askren a little bit.
A little bit, like.
That's cool, because that's what he said. He was like, they kept asking, what are you going to do when Jake knocks your ass out? And he's like, I don't think that's going to happen, but if that did, I'm going to go back and coach my kids, like coach the kids up in a week, so I don't really give a fuck. And you saw that in the way.
Ben's from Appleton, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super local.
That's so crazy, dude. And he just had to get his ass dropped by one punch, dude. Or it was like two punches, and then. Yeah.
The thing is, though, if it's a UFC fight, Ben Askren just takes him down and kills Paul.
I know, but like that's the thing with anything. I don't know. I hate like it's just not an excuse though, you know, to go out there and
we're boxing, not
it's
wrestling,
like
whatever.
It's like the same thing if like you know if me and you were talking shit to each other and I'm like, oh, let's go play 1-on-1 then, and I fuck you up and you're like, well, if we were boxing, I would beat your ass. I'd be like, okay, we're not fucking boxing, dude, we're playing this.
I think I've done that to you a couple times.
Probably. And it's like the thing with like UFC is like it is a completely different sport where it's like I'm not gonna I know some people will say like one is necessarily harder than the other, and I wouldn't say that. Like I would lean towards that UFC potentially is, but I would also say the fact that boxing is so limiting is another thing that could make it, if you're a UFC fighter, much more
it's the difference between like working at something for 5 hours a week versus 20 hours a week. Like those boxers just have so much time in the bank.
Yeah.
So.
And again, you're only working on the same. It's.
Right, you only got the two hands.
It's limited. You're right here. This is all I'm working with, and these two guys. When it's UFC, you're spending a few hours doing just that, and then a few hours on locks and takedowns and fucking your all legs and kicks. It's so it's I think they're two different. As similar as they are. Whenever people are like, oh, what do you think's tougher? I'm like, I don't know. It's really dicey for me.
UFC is definitely tougher.
You think so?
Dude, they take like elbows and knees and kicks to the face.
But is one like
boxing's
as a sport
probably worse for your brain though?
Yeah,
way more
it's
head
concentrated.
Damage.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say though, UFC is scary looking when they get fucked up.
Dude, are you a fan?
I'm not really. I mean, I'm not a fan. I watch, but I don't follow it. Like I watch if it's on. If someone's like, "Yo, I'm getting the pay-per-view," or "We're gonna go to B-dubs and watch
it for free,"
I'll watch it. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not big into like. I never liked it growing up. Like I always thought it was like a lot, and then I kind of recently, since like all this influencer shit has gotten into it, and Paul's been beefing with UFC fighters, that I've kind of gotten more into it. But yeah, it's pretty scary. It's just like people get like really fucked up,
especially if you're fighting somebody that's so much better than you.
Yeah,
and like especially the fucking wrestling. That's the shit that like always scares me, because if somebody's like a great wrestler, they can just like do whatever the fuck they want to you.
So, like, how does it work with locks? Like, can you what are there certain locks that like aren't allowed or like illegal? Yeah, because
no,
like,
they can do everything.
So
There's just some that
I could just grab your ankle and just like start like.
Yeah, they do that all the time. It's just like that's like a jiu-jitsu thing, which in jiu-jitsu there's no strikes. Like you don't punch, you don't kick, none of that.
You're just trying to make people submit.
Yeah, so like you can do those types of locks in jiu-jitsu, but the reason you don't see them as much in UFC is because obviously you might just get a kick to the face. Like there's just like certain positions in jiu-jitsu you just can't do in the UFC.
How does it work with my only thing with locks, like when people like put someone in, like if they ever get somebody in like a lock like this with their arm or their leg, like what's stopping me from just snapping it? Like, can I not do that, or can I just?
You can.
I could just snap your
leg.
People
have broken their arms in UFC before.
But like, I feel like, what happens in the fight? Is the fight just over?
Yeah, the ref will step in and call it. Although,
so you don't win then.
the person. Oh no, you win. You win by like.
Oh, then why do they even try to hold it for them to tap? Why don't they just snap their arm?
There's resistance.
Okay,
they're trying. The other guy's trying to get out
like,
too.
I figure out UFC. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? This guy's never fucking watched yet.
Well, and definitely like, if you're one of those people and you get in a bad spot, you just tap immediately. Like, this guy's gonna break my arm if I don't stop myself.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want your arm to break.
No, but people have done it. People are just like super tough as shit.
Can you fight with a broken arm?
Some people have.
There was
a fight this Saturday, Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, okay.
And so Max is the favorite, but it was just a total war. Like all 5 rounds, just all action. Is so much fun.
How
to watch.
long are the rounds usually?
In UFC, it's 5-minute rounds for a championship fight or main event.
God.
And then other fights, it's 3 5-minute rounds, so 15 or 25 minutes.
Well, dude, that's the thing where so I've like chipped in to buy a pay-per-view. I forget which, or the Floyd Connor fight. I remember I chipped in with some guys to watch that, but that was boxing or whatever. But like I know people that really follow UFC, and I forget who it was a few years back. It was like when we were still maybe seniors in high school or something like that, and there was a big fight coming up, and everybody was super excited, and all these guys were getting together to watch it, and they were asking me if I wanted to come, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be there, and I literally like leave, and I was like gonna be a few minutes late, and I wasn't at the house yet where we were watching it, and the fight's starting right now, and then I get a call as I pull into the driveway. Dude, so and so, he knocked him out. Fucking one kick one knee right to the face, whatever it was. I forget who. Maybe it was Askren. I know that
knee
happened.
To the face. Yeah, that probably is Askren. Yeah. He got knocked out in 5 seconds.
Yeah, like isn't that a record?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Ever.
So it's like, dude, that's the thing with like, my parents got us a WWE pay-per-view when we were young.
WWE.
And I'm not gonna lie, you get your fucking money's worth with the WWE pay-per-view because it's just scripted. It's fake. Like they're gonna make it last the whole 3 hours or whatever. That's the thing with like when you buy a pay-per-view for UFC. That I could end that shit in 5 seconds. Like I could knee somebody in the face and they're done and we're over with. And there you go. You spent $60. That was your main event.
There's other fights that you spend money on, but still, you want that main event.
The main event is what I came for. I sat through the other guys, but some of them will be cool too, I guess. But
what I was telling you with the Max and Yair.
Yeah.
So Yair broke his foot in the 3rd round and then finished the fight. So he did like 10 or 15 minutes with a broken foot, still in the UFC. Like still fighting, throwing,
like in a stance, like putting
moving
pressure
on
it. Like, oh god,
it's so nasty. Like after the fight, you just see it. It's just this big purple, swollen, just nasty little thing.
That is really scary, dude. That's like,
but that's how tough these motherfuckers are. Is that he still just kept kicking with it, putting pressure on it, just working with it. That had to hurt so bad.
Yeah.
But adrenaline can make you do crazy stuff.
That makes sense. Do you think, kind of speaking of the injury aspect of it, do you think Connor is going to be good coming back? Because didn't he just fuck his whole shit up?
Yeah,
his
he
last
broke
fight?
snapped his ankle.
And it was like on a non-contact move, right?
Yeah.
He like backed up and loaded a kick or something, and
he backed up and just like stepped on it all wrong and snapped the whole fucking thing.
Dude. But everybody, again, and I don't follow fighting. I follow like when there's the boxing stuff, the celebrity boxing stuff I've been following. It's more drama based. That's what I'm
You'll hear about it.
Yeah. But it's like I don't know a whole lot about fighting. People are saying that Conor McGregor is not going to be able to bounce back. They think what do you think?
He definitely got old like really quickly. He aged 10 years in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he's going to come back, and they'll probably give him like a kind of an easier fight, like a toss-up.
Yeah.
But he's just...
You think he'll ever be champion again?
No.
Okay.
Never going to be able to capture that magic.
Do you think he should do celebrity box? You think he should fight one of the Paul brothers in a boxing match?
He'd do nasty things to the Paul brothers.
I think he would too. I mean,
especially seeing all the UFC fighters fight Paul and lose.
Yeah.
It makes Mayweather versus McGregor so much more impressive to me.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have been saying that, and I agree 100%. Because that's the fight that I chipped in. I remember watching that, and I was thoroughly entertained for that fight. I was like, damn, this is, and McGregor kind of had an interesting stance for that fight too.
He always has like his own unique little stance.
His stance is always, from what I've seen in the UFC, he's kind of like has an interesting. It's almost like he's exuding like an energy too, where he's like, you're kind of being careful around him, where you're like, or a lot of guys are.
You don't know what he's gonna do. That's a big thing in boxing. Is just the mental battle.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm sure you got something planned. Hopefully, what I do isn't what you thought I was gonna do.
Well, dude, and that's what I think. Like, I think boxing is like heightened, but like I think like the essence of like most competitive sports, that is like the best part about it. That like maybe you don't see as much, but in boxing and like UFC and like contact sports like that, fighting, it's just on center stage. Like that's the biggest part of it, other than obviously getting hit with the punch.
Right.
Because like even in basketball, which obviously I can relate to a whole lot, I know when the other guys are on edge when I get the ball. Like if I'm having a good game, I know when I touch the ball, everybody's like moving differently, and I know when I do a fake and they all go that way, and everyone's so on edge the second I get it, it makes the game a whole lot easier when you get that advantage. And it's the same thing with boxing. I'm sure
you're already a step ahead of people.
Yeah, once you see like the light, like or like the life leave their eyes, like maybe you land something where they missed whatever the fuck they thought they had. That's tough to come back from. That's
a lot of momentum like that.
Yeah,
definitely. Floyd's the best ever at just like knowing what you're gonna do, picking you apart, seeing everything. Like the best fight IQ of all time.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. I was just having a conversation, really random, when I was in Beloit the other day, and I was at Buffalo Wild Wings in Beloit at like fucking almost midnight, and my server was like talking to me about like fighting and stuff, and he was talking about Roy Jones Jr. or whatever.
Yeah.
We were talking about him, and I had mentioned, because I had seen like a clip, like a compilation of just his like insane reflexes of like where did this guy, was he ever a champion, or like, because I remember I saw the thing with him and Mike Tyson, and I know he was really big, and I know he has like a song that was like big.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, that was big.
Bodyhead.
Yeah,
Bodyhead anthem.
He's got a couple of songs that were like big, like warm up songs for like basketball and shit. So like I know the name, and I've seen the compilations on YouTube, but like I never obviously I wasn't old enough to like really be following him when he was boxing and shit. But from what I hear, he was pretty insane as well when it comes to like reflexes
like,
and shit.
Probably like the quickest like first step, like in basketball, like Michael Jordan's got the quickest first step.
Yeah.
I think Roy Jones Jr.'s got the quickest like hand speed and just like explosiveness of any fighter.
Yeah.
He would do this thing where like normally you lead with a jab, like a straight punch, and that's like you throw that like 80% of the time in a fight. Like 80% of your punches are going to be that little jab. He would replace the jab with just a hook, which is a much slower punch.
In the fucking videos I was watching, where like he would literally like before he would just like see the guy's like shoulder slightly move, and he would already have like stepped side and thrown that same punch you're talking
and that's
about.
that unorthodox style that we were kind of talking about, where he's doing something completely different, and he's doing it at such a high level where he's not just like bull rushing you.
Yeah.
He's throwing something you've never seen before.
And doing it well. And fucking you up.
Way better than you. And he's just all around one of the best boxers of all time.
Damn. What do you, so like as someone who, you know, obviously you watch a lot of it, you follow the sport, and you have respect for it, and you do it, and you're doing it well and getting better at it. What is like for you, what do you like see either in pros that is something that would maybe be tougher for you? Obviously pros are doing everything at a very high level, so that would be tough for you to be competing with it right away. But like, and maybe in your personal trainings and stuff like that, when you spar with people, what is something that like for you has been, you've had to overcome, I guess, that's like you see when you're watching sports, you're like, oh, that's the shit that gets me, or that's like the thing that I'm trying to, you know, improve on?
So it's always just like the work ethic and the consistency, because I'm absolutely not somebody that can just like do a push-up for the sake of doing a push-up. So like I need a sport to like drive me a little bit.
Yeah.
So especially with boxing, if I don't have like a goal, it's like I kind of slack off a little bit. But like that's the best part about boxing for me, is like it keeps me healthy. I do things for boxing now, versus if I didn't have it, I get so fat.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. That's what I've been honestly like. So I just I was mentioning that I just was in Beloit doing some vlogging or whatever a few days ago, and that's what I've been trying to do it for months. I wanted to get back to, I like vlogging, it's fun style content, but I also wanted to add in sort of like the basketball element to it, and get to hoop a little bit with new people and meet people and stuff like that. And it's huge right now on YouTube. The IRL basketball community is crazy.
Yeah. Isn't there some kid that from here that like got really famous for doing stuff like that?
Tristan Jazz, yeah. He's from Kenosha. He does. I haven't seen. He was posting content not that
like
long
that
ago.
Kind of type of stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty big now. He's got like 3 million subs.
Damn.
So he's doing very well. I'd love to get him on the podcast. That would be super cool. Come on, T-Jazz, you got to do it. Kevin Klitschko says, "Hola, what's up, Kev?" But yeah, dude. So like, even with that, where it's like I've had trouble like sticking to like workout routines in the last, like, since I have been doing boxing. Like I was like, man, like I'm not really hooping, so I like have nothing to like. When I'm playing basketball, like when I be playing, I knew on the weekend I was gonna be playing against you guys. Like your squad would always play against like my squad like every weekend, or I knew like when I was training in college and stuff. Like I had a thing, like you mentioned, there was a driving force that's like, this is what I'm training for. This is why I'm in the gym lifting weights, and this is why I'm getting shots up and whatever. And when you don't have that anymore, you still love the game, you still love the thing you're doing, but it's like you lose a little. You might be like, I don't really have a ton of time today. Maybe I shouldn't.
I can skip the run.
Yeah, and so it's like
that.
I wanted to pick that back up as part of like because now it's gonna be on camera too. I want to look good on camera. I want to be balling on people the same way I was balling on people. So it's like I gotta get back in the gym more, and so it's kind of like forcing myself, almost like the way you were talking, where like now boxing gives you that thing to like, okay, I'm gonna stay consistent and do that. Right. I think it's important that everybody finds something like that, you know.
Gotta stay healthy.
What's the best part about boxing, man? That keeps it so fun, other than keeping you in shape and.
So, are you familiar with the old samurai named Miyamoto Musashi? By chance, the Book of Five Rings. So there's a quote in his book, and it's a great quote because like at first I read that book so long ago, and I read the quote and it stuck with me. The quote is, "Once you see the way broadly, you'll see it in all things." And so what that means to me is like with boxing now, I see boxing everywhere in like all aspects, like all situations, just different things that are boxing specific, but you can apply them to other parts of life. So like, hey, right now I need to be aggressive. I need to take this moment, and if I don't, I'm going to lose it. So that's helpful in almost any situation.
Yeah, you can apply that in a lot of different ways.
Right, or even to like, I can't be aggressive right now. I got to get out of this situation. It's bad.
Yeah.
And I heard it called head fake learning one time, which I think is really good.
I think I have heard that.
So it's like when I send my 10-year-old to football practice, I could give less of a shit if he learns how to throw a perfect spiral. But if he can learn how to work with a team, if he can learn how to fit into a role, work well with others, that's huge lifelong skills that apply to almost any situation. So that's my favorite part about boxing.
It's kind of the almost the like life lessons
you
kind of learn or been able to apply. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that quote too. How did it go again? It was,
once you see the way broadly, you'll see it in all things.
That's interesting. So did you ever get a similar feeling then with, because I know for me that makes a lot of sense because I relate so many things, and I've honestly had to work to stop doing it on this podcast with basketball, where like people will say things and I'm like, oh dude, that's just like that. But I see it like the same way you're talking about how you see things with boxing. It's the same thing with basketball. I feel like when you, in anything, maybe
prism that you see things through.
Yeah, and it's like, and you know, if there's ever been anything for people that don't, maybe you're not into sports or whatever, I think sports is a really easy way to be able to learn lessons, and then you kind of can step back and apply them to life. But maybe other things that you've been really passionate about, if there's ever, you know, something you really devoted a lot of your time to, I think when you get to a certain level of expertise, and it doesn't have to be crazy, but you've just dedicated a lot of time to it, then you start to see it that way, where it's
you get like a level of understanding.
Yeah,
like that's like cool thing about understanding. Like you don't just reach a certain point where you just get something. It's always like a deeper spiral. There's another layer to get to.
It's ongoing. You're
forever.
Still understanding it.
Right.
Like you're not, like if I understand a certain math equation, like I can continuously test that understanding and continuously apply it.
Like even I'm sure Michael Jordan still learns new things about basketball. Like to this day, I'm sure he still does.
Oh, he probably talks mad shit about it, but yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. That's great. Yeah, especially too, I'm sure with him watching people like Steph Curry and stuff like that, like just shake up the game. And I just watched this documentary on YouTube. It was like a 20-minute video or something like that about you know, is the 3-pointer breaking the NBA right now?
Maybe.
Yeah, but like they were trying to like come up with solutions, and there's
all
really
super
not
teams breaking it.
Well, yeah, there's really not a good solution, because like if you add a 4-point line, it'll just eventually phase.
Yeah.
It'll do the same thing, and if you move the 3-point line back, it'll fix the problem for like a year, and then everyone will be used to it, and so it's not really a problem.
I think like defenses will get that, like they'll figure out how to guard the 3-point line and be like, all right, we're dunking now again.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now with the NBA, with like, as someone who when I play defense on somebody, if I know that they can shoot, I'm just not. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm gonna force you to the rim. Like it's how you have to do that. I guess when you're guarding guys like Steph Curry that can shoot it no matter what, you have to play so overly aggressive up here that it's okay if he blows by you. You know, it's okay if he gets to the rim, but you have to have somebody there. You have to have a scheme that's there in order to set that up. But no, dude, I really like that you know, applying things that you've learned in boxing to other aspects of your life. Do you think like your overall, like, not understanding, but just like way of kind of going through life and dealing with things, do you feel like you're in like a clearer space, like space of mind, I guess, after boxing?
Definitely, but I think that's a lot with getting older too. Is you kind of get like set in your ways, and you start getting like more concrete, like different parts of your personality start getting like really set.
Yeah.
So definitely, like boxing is just one of those pillars, like one part of my identity. So like I see it through like that, but also with like music, you can kind of see other things through the prism of music, through the perspective of music.
Yeah.
So
do you feel like you're getting set in your ways?
Dude,
do you feel you really already, dude? I
some
feel like
things.
You feel like you're still impressionable, or
definitely like I still learn a lot, but there's certain things where I just like that's just who I am. Like I cannot stand when people tell me what to do. I don't think that'll ever change.
But you just said you were coachable like 20 minutes
ago. If I
ask
ask for it, that's caveat. If I ask for somebody telling me what to do, then it's fine. But if like somebody just comes in like you can't do that, fuck you.
Get the fuck up. Yeah, okay, I get that. That's fair. Some guy tells me we got. Oh, Luke Santa says that was a badass quote. And we've got, oh damn, look at White Jesus. Yes, that is from 2Z's. What's up, dog? I am White Jesus. You gotta go back like a couple episodes ago. I literally was Jesus. So,
right, Joe Diamond and Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus and Joe Diamond. We're out here chilling. So when are we gonna see? We're talking about all this fighting. When are we gonna see a Dylan Babcock fight?
Actual bout?
Because I remember we were talking back when I had like started training with you. You were trying to find
pre-COVID.
Yeah,
we were talking.
You were gonna be on the podcast pre-COVID to promote a fight, and then the fight got canceled, and we rescheduled and stuff.
So, I'm planning to just take the rest of the year to just train, kind of get back into it, and then hopefully with just 2022, just like that full year, just like really focus on it, get as much fights as I can. So hopefully, sometime early 2022.
What's a normal amount of fights in a year for like somebody at like an amateur level?
Like, man, you can fight like every week.
Jesus fuck.
If you really wanted to. Like there's amateurs.
You got insurance, right? You got medical insurance, bro. Like Jesus fuck, bro.
Well, they get headgear and like it's really short fights.
Okay.
So like you might do like two.
They don't have you fight
rounds.
without headgear, amateur at all?
No, not amateurs, no.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So like I think basic amateur fight is 2 or 3 2-minute rounds.
Yeah. So
like at tops a 6-minute fight. So you're not gonna get too fucked up.
Yeah.
And especially you can do that like every week. You can do that.
That makes sense. It's almost like sparring once a week,
pretty much.
With a little bit more intensity.
Right, pretty much. You still have all the safety stuff on, so
yeah.
It works.
So when do you would you ever I mean, I'm sure maybe that I know the answer to this, but would you transition into doing a pro fight? Would you do that down the road if you
it's definitely something I'd really love to pursue. Is just more fighting. What I really want to do is I love boxing. I'm gonna stick with it, but I'd love to branch out into like MMA stuff, like the UFC.
Okay, really? That'd
like
be crazy.
Like Tuesday I want to go to Rothwell, get my white belt, start learning jiu-jitsu a little bit, learning some grappling.
Jeez, dude.
Because right now I just have the hands, so like if somebody takes me down, I'm fucking clueless.
Yeah.
So I just want to like shore that up, like.
Dude, isn't there a certain level of? Maybe this is a myth that I've heard, but I've definitely spread this myth to as many people as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain once you reach a certain level of expertise in a fighting sport, where you're not like allowed to get in like street fights anymore because it's like technically you have the tools to like really hurt somebody.
Some people get their hands registered as lethal weapons.
Okay, that is a real thing. Okay,
that's like the most badass card you can carry around your wall.
That's
like,
fucking cool. Like you're legally, I'm carrying. They're like
at all times.
They're looking at your waist. Like I don't see a gun. You're like right here, dog. Damn, that's terrifying.
I think Manny Pacquiao had to do that. I think Sonny Liston had to do that. I think there's a couple fighters that actually have had to do that, which is crazy. Bruce Lee for sure had his hands registered as lethal weapons.
Yeah, dude. Did Mike Tyson ever?
He probably had to do it.
He probably had. I mean, just because like his mental stability.
He's a crazy motherfucker. His life story is so crazy.
He is insane, dude. The fact that he's gonna fight Logan Paul.
He's gonna do bad things to Logan, dude.
But like he is almost like fucking. Is he?
I don't
he's
care.
50 something.
He's
60?
like 55 right now, I think.
Think about like but like this is absurd. The world that we live in, dude. Like I'm gonna watch that fight. I will buy that fight,
dude. It's gonna be some fireworks. They're gonna promote it.
But like, dude, in what world would we allow a 55-year-old man? I mean, I guess if that man is Mike Tyson, I guess. But his heart could like blow up, dude. I mean, at 55, like fucking boxing.
His heart's made out of something different.
I guess that's fair. I just am. really scared. That's the thing is like I know like the Paul brothers, like I know they really take it seriously.
They
and
do.
When
they
it comes
really
to the boxing, I don't really fuck with. I don't like a lot of like they've scammed their fans and done some really messed up stuff.
Yeah, it's
that thing
kind of dirty promotion, but they put the actual work in for boxing.
When it comes to boxing, they know that like when you get into the ring, there's no more of the fuckery. Like, and I feel like they've taken that seriously. I just don't know that they understand or that Logan understands who I'm scared of Mike Tyson. I probably will never meet Mike Tyson, and I'm scared of him.
It's good that you are scared. You should be. Everybody should be scared of Mike Tyson. Every single person.
Like, dude, like he's not the guy. He's not the one you fuck with for this whatever.
He said, like, he has this quote where he says he was gonna like eat this dude's heart. It's like,
dude, I've heard him.
Believe him.
I forgot what he said. I thought I heard it. There was this quote where he was like, when I get in the, and you know, I wish I could do my good Mike Tyson impression, but I can't. But he was like, when I get in the ring, like, I just want to kill you. I want to actually kill you, and I believe him when he says it. I think he actually wants to fucking murder you.
One thing that makes me really believe him is like, there's a side of me that I recently not recently, but like discovered with boxing where it's like, I kind of enjoy hurting people. I'm a really nice guy. Like, you know, I'm a really nice person, but like when I'm in there, it's like, I want to break your ribs.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be nice. I won't be nice about it, but like, I want to.
Well, and that's the thing where it's like, I don't think everybody has that. Cause I know, because I've even in like, so in basketball, and you may or may not have seen this in me, but I sometimes if I'm getting really heated, and even if I'll be playing great where we're doing phenomenal.
You get mean.
Yeah, and I'll say things that are not like, and I'm talking shit to myself. I was playing a pickup. This was not us playing, but I remember I'm playing a pickup game, and I just went and we're playing like 21 or something, and I just got like 6 or 7, but like some ridiculous buckets in a row, and I'm really feeling it. But this fucking scrub on the other team hits 3 threes in a row because someone's leaving him wide open, and the third one he fucking banked.
Oh.
And so I come down the next, he's guarding me, and I come down the next on my end, and I end up getting past him and get a layup. And it looked like he was kind of close to my like legs, like looked like he tried to push he didn't.
Okay.
But I'm like, you're trying to take me out. Dude, I literally was like, dude, you know I play college ball. I was like, what are you trying to do, bro? You trying to end my fucking, and I'm talking all this shit. He comes down the court, we rip him, and I stop in transition and hit a 3, and it just like doesn't bank or some ugly ass shit like that. And I'm like, that's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it's supposed to. And I start freaking out, and I don't know what's wrong with me. And this happened a bunch of times.
I've seen it happen. I've seen, not even like with words, I've seen you just like the shift in like your shoulders or something.
I just want to kill you, but like I'm not gonna. It's not a physical sport, but I'll drive straight into somebody, straight into fucking our friend Troy, who's way bigger than me, and I'm like, I will kill you right now. I will bulldoze straight into you and get a layup. And like, I know not everybody has that. I play with a lot of guys that don't have that.
I don't think Logan Paul has it.
No, he doesn't. I think Jake might. Jake's a little bit psycho, but I don't think he has it. I don't think he's that good.
He ain't got it like Tyson got it.
No. But I just think there are certain people that like you see it, like you said, where it's like. You realize where you're specifically pointing out you want to break my wrist, like that's a certain level of like psychotic, like you're a psycho, and I am a psycho as well, and luckily
we can channel it in a productive way.
Yeah, in a sport where it's like, but you know, I wouldn't want to fight a guy, you know, that has that and is that good. You know, there's a difference between like having it and also having it and being like a fucking world champion like Mike Tyson. Like that's scary.
Mike might have gotten it like from when he was young, because I don't know if you know his life story or not. He got adopted.
I know it's pretty fucked up.
Like he got adopted by his boxing coach at like age 12 or 13. So like
really,
and then his coach like would hypnotize him and like put into his mind like, you're a killer, Mike. You're better than all these other motherfuckers. You know, literally like Rocky shit.
Sounds like my dad.
Eat lightning, crap thunder type shit.
That's why I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's definitely the parents.
Damn, bro.
So,
he was was he like actually hypnotizing or just like?
Yeah, no, like they tried like all kinds of like mental work on him, like mental training, like all that stuff, like early, you know, like in the 80s and shit.
I have mad respect that he even is able to function as much as he is.
He talks about like how he regrets all the fighting, like he wishes it went away.
That's
I don't know,
crazy
like Mike Tyson right now. Like
I know he's got like a podcast. I've seen that.
He smokes a shit ton of weed, DMT and mushrooms and shit.
He's counteracting like the brain damage. Like he's just escaping to another dimension with the DMT. That's insane. Indy Harry says fight right now.
I could fight right now, but there's like illegal stuff. Like I fight anybody right now if they want, just like fucking around.
Yeah.
But there's a legal thing. You gotta get a pass book from USA Boxing, the organization.
Oh, okay.
The pass book is just like an ID card to like, you know, I am who I say I am, and like it tracks your fights. So that's something I'd have to get before I could go into a like sanctioned fight.
How would it work to do your own, like, because that's the big thing now with like with Floyd Mayweather and shit, like, and like I think he kind of changed a little bit of the game that way, where it's like people are throwing their own fights, you know, they're basically partnering with people that want to do it, and they're like, I'm gonna make way more money than having a promoter. That's kind of what
Canelo is doing right now. He's like a free agent, but he works with like Showtime, he works with DAZN, so he's like an independent contractor.
Yeah. So like if you wanted to, if we were, let's DMR Media Corp, we're gonna fucking produce, we're gonna broadcast live, headlining Dylan Babcock versus whoever.
Darren, Rita.
No, not me, dude. I'm not. No, not me. I'll be behind the broadcast cameras. Yeah, that's where I'll be. You got to train me a little bit more before I'll do something like that. But we're gonna broadcast your fight. How would we go about setting that up?
So if we were just gonna go from ground up,
like we and you, we're gonna find a venue. We're gonna book we're gonna get a ring. Like aside from all that shit, like how legally could you do your own fight?
I think legally all you need to do is just go to either USA Boxing or a state commission, and they would give you like a fight license. Yeah. So it'd be something like and like every fighter has to do it, where you get approved by the commission. They'll give you this little license, and then I guess you can just go at it. I'm not too sure on all like the technical, political type stuff about it. Yeah. But it's more simple than we think, probably. As long as both fighters are like registered by the appropriate organizations
and both okay with doing
they both agree. There's like
signing some waiver of some sort. Damn, that'd be kind of cool, dude.
So I think it's, you know, a lot easier than it looks, but just how you gonna make money off it is the thing.
We could get an entertaining undercard. Like some like
there's ways to go about it.
Goofy people we know. I'm sure we could.
There are ways to go about it. There's local stuff. There's local fights in Kenosha that are like kind of high level.
There's wasn't there a fighter from Kenosha that was on an undercard recently on a bigger fight?
Oh yeah, this Saturday, the Max Holloway Yair Rodriguez fight. Ben Rothwell fought.
Oh really?
Rothwell, okay. MMA here in Kenosha. Yeah, he fought. Got his ass knocked out.
Oh, he did?
Like really quick.
Oh shit. Okay,
it was kind of sad, but
it's still cool. He was on the card. That's
right.
Cool.
King of Kenosha.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money off it. Yeah. He's fine.
That's a tough sport to be like regionally good in, because then it's like you might kick everybody's ass in your region, but then they all watch you on TV. Get your ass kicked.
Rothwell is internationally level. Like he's been a top 5 heavyweight. I think he's fought for the heavyweight title.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
This guy lives in Kenosha.
I don't know if he lives in Kenosha, but the gym he owns is in Kenosha.
We gotta make some calls, bro. We gotta get him on the show.
Yeah, right? He might.
Have him put me in a headlock. See how long I could.
There was another fighter this weekend that fought out of Milwaukee, because there's this gym called Rufus Sport, and it's a like tip top gym, like gym of the year internationally. Like tons of fighters go there. So I don't know if you know who Anthony Pettis is.
Oh wait, Pettis. Is he from?
He's from Milwaukee, born and raised. So he fights out of Rufus Sport. He fights out of Milwaukee. He was the 155-pound UFC champion for a little bit. And then his little brother is a 145-pound champion in Bellator. It's like Bellator is just the UFC, but like the second league. Yeah. So both of them are like high level fighters out of Milwaukee, born and raised.
That's super cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's right here.
Yeah, the current 115 champion, Rose Namajunas, she's from Milwaukee too, born and raised. Fights out of Rufus Sport.
Jesus Christ, that's a nice gym.
Dude, she's a superstar too.
Damn.
People love Rose.
Really? I don't even know. I mean, again, I don't follow the sport that much, so I don't really know these people. But I might have to get into it. I feel like watching it with someone like yourself that maybe understands it more. And obviously, I'm sure if I get back into boxing and keep learning more, I'm sure it'll be like more, like I'd be more interested in watching it, because you're watching the best people do it. You know?
And you know what's going on. It's like, hey, somebody showed me how to do that. I've done that before. Yeah. That's cool to see too.
Yeah, that is. That makes a lot of sense. So, you know, we're going to set up this fight. We got the undercard. Oh, yeah. The undercard, Harrison says Banning and Grisanti. Clay, what do we got? Clay Guida?
Clay Guida.
Guida from MMA was from Johnsburg. Oh,
our friend Ty Mulcahy knows him.
Really?
I think. So, like, somehow, like, he's like uncle's friend or something like that. But I know Ty's met him before.
Oh, okay. Ty was on the show a while back. Wow, that's crazy. So we're gonna set this fight up for you. But aside from the fighting, you know, you just went on a trip to Cali pretty recently, dude. How was it? I'm jealous, by the way.
It was amazing.
I'm super jealous. Like California is like dream for me. I've never been, and
it's a dreamy little place to go to. I wouldn't want to live
Where were
there.
you at? Where were you at?
So I went to go visit like a old friend. She moved out to California a couple of years ago to like do nursing school and all that. So she just lives there. So I flew out to meet her, and it was right in L.A., right in like Hollywood, Santa Monica, and the Valley. She lives in the Valley.
Oh, that's cool.
So staying in like, little shitty apartment, but like it's theirs. Yeah. So it was nice. It was still really nice.
Damn, you said you didn't want to live there though.
No, dude, they just broke the California state record for like highest gas price today.
What was it?
It's like $4.80, I think.
Oh, a gallon?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be bigger. I mean, it's still bad. That's still really bad. For some reason I was thinking like you're about to say like $9 or something like that.
Dude, but like everything is so much more expensive out there. They make enough money to like makes up for the difference, but like I went over there and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, like $8 a beer. Like I was like, fuck.
Damn, bro.
Like normally it's like $4 here. It's
yeah.
Like, oh,
holy shit.
Everything's just like double the price basically.
What'd you do out there while you were out there though?
So
see anything cool?
Yeah, a lot of just like sightseeing. Went out to the ocean for the first time. Saw the Hollywood Walk of Fame for the first time.
Damn.
Just so many characters out there.
Any stars that you saw that you were really excited about?
Richard Dreyfuss, the guy from Jaws.
Okay, really?
Yeah, love him.
Did you see his star?
Yeah.
Or did you? Okay, I didn't
We
know
just
you
saw
maybe
random
him.
stars.
You see any famous people?
I saw like some TikTok lady with like 3 million followers.
What was
I
she
didn't know
doing?
she's doing a dance, not Walk of Fame.
No,
dude.
right,
Just like she got backup dancers, the whole thing. It's one of those like generic TikTok dances.
Damn, bro. So like,
but it was funny because like my friend,
it's gotta happen all the time.
My friend, like, she's a girl, so she was like, "Hey, I know that's so and so," and I'm just like, "Really?" And she's okay, that's cool. And she's like, "She got like 3 million followers." And I'm like, "Who is she again?"
Nice, dude. That's what I've talked about that so much. Where like, it's so weird now. I feel like 20, even like 10 years ago, if you were famous, you were famous.
Yeah,
everybody knew you.
knew you.
Now it's so crazy because like social media, like the world is so big, but it's also so small. Where it's like, dude, I could have 1 million followers, like subscribers on YouTube, and living full time off my stuff, be like a superstar to those 1 million people.
Mm-hmm. And
there's billions of people on the planet, bro.
Just don't know
they
you.
don't fucking care. They don't know.
Yeah.
You can still live a normal life. Like go to the supermarket. I could walk the fucking the whatever Walk of Fame,
Right.
and Dylan not even know who I am. You know,
Right.
they have millions of followers. It's kind of cool in a way, where it's like you could be like you kind of get the best of both that way. You could be like
you want to be rich but not famous.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of want a
like
little bit
you at least
of
don't
both,
want to
but-
be like get swarmed like Tom Cruise famous.
Yeah.
Where you just like you can't go anywhere. People swarm you.
Yeah.
That would suck, I think.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. It's weird too. A lot of these like TikTokers, I guess they like call the paparazzi on themselves.
Good move.
That sounds so annoying though to me. Like, I wouldn't want. There's like a random there's this 40-year-old dude whose name is like the Hollywood Fix on YouTube, and he just like his whole life is waiting for Charlie D'Amelio or fucking whoever the fuck is popping at the time to fucking pull up, like they're going to Saddle Ranch, and he's just like waits outside for 30 minutes for them to come out and
that's a weird job.
Hey, are you still dating Noah Beck or whoever the fuck they're dating? And yeah, okay, and he posts that. It's like,
scoop.
damn,
and they'll write
bro.
a whole 1,000-word story about it or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's an interesting way to live.
it is. It really is. But we care, I guess. Like, as a society, we care enough where that
We
can
do,
be a job.
like, Americans, we do love fame. We do love celebrity.
Yeah,
Like we put out for our stars.
we really do. It's like I feel like in a lot of, maybe not a lot of other countries because people are international and shit, but like I feel like I can't imagine what somebody in like maybe a less developed nation would think about like me spending $50 on a Mr. Beast t-shirt. And
I think what really gets people like that would be like the self-care shit, where like like I don't know, it's just been like a trend recently where everybody's like taking a bath, self-care.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure these other people in like underdeveloped countries like, yeah, that's what the Americans need, is to focus on themselves more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of fucking funny actually when you think of it that way.
It's like self-care is always some bullshit. It's like, I'm just gonna take a bath with wine tonight.
Yeah.
Self-care. Light a candle.
That's self-care. Man, I mean, maybe I'm lacking in the self-care department. Maybe that's why I'm not where I need to be in life.
Dude.
Maybe I
Take
need to
a couple
start.
more bubble baths, light a couple more candles.
I don't like baths, dude. I don't like the idea of a bath.
Nah, you're just sitting in your own filth.
Yeah, it's kind of gross as fuck to me.
Well,
dude.
if there's a woman in the bath though.
Oh, yeah,
I'm getting in
you
there
put
real
up
quick.
with it, but it's not. I'm not like I would rather
That's the
shower
only
or be in a hot tub.
The only reason a man should ever bathe is because there's a woman waiting for him in there. I think that's my personal creed.
That's fair. Okay, so Cali was fun though overall. What's like do you see any scary people?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like hell yeah.
I remember we went to Santa Monica Pier to the beach, and I went to the liquor store just to get some White Claws or something. And there was this lady in there. I didn't talk to her. I just like was looking at her. She was like kind of weird. And the first thing she says to me, like we haven't said any words to each other, "Are you from the Midwest?" And I'm just like, yeah. How'd you know? She's like, "Birds of a feather flock together." She's like, okay, you might really be a psychic.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a deja vu moment. It's like, how do you know that? How could you? Was it the way I was walking? Because I didn't say anything. I wasn't wearing like a shirt that said like I'm from Wisconsin.
You're not wearing a Packers anything or Badger. Yeah.
She just guessed it out of the blue, and she was right, and she scared the shit out of me.
Damn, that was the only conversation you had, or?
Well, then I walk out of it, and there's this white lady on a bike, and she's just screaming like, "Shut the fuck up, you bitch ass N-word."
Jesus Christ.
Just down the street to nobody in particular, just screaming it like over, like it's on repeat.
That's awesome.
So like I go from the psychic to the crazy white lady.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I need an adult to help me out.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's what like I hear some really scary shit. And
the homeless people are like, it's a real problem out there. Like I know people talk about it, like we don't see it here, but just every street there's tent city, or like a couple people in a tent, something. So
are people like begging though a lot? Okay, because that's what I was wondering.
Some people
like,
are just minding their own fucking business, but like a lot of people are just with a sign, like some change.
Yeah,
a lot of homeless people. And it's weird in LA, like with here, especially Milwaukee and Kenosha, like it's really segregated. Like all the nice houses are here, medium houses, poor houses. Versus in LA, it's like you got like 5 minutes of rich people houses, and then 5 minutes of like shitty apartments, and then 5 more minutes of rich people houses. So it's not segregated. Everybody's kind of like on top of each other a little bit. So definitely a different dynamic for that, which is also shitty. You had this like $1 million house, and then a minute down the road there's like a homeless tent. Yeah. So that was very just shocking, I guess.
It's interesting. I mean, there's probably pros and cons to that, right? Where it's like we're not shoving all the poor people in the same little spot to go die, but it's like it's probably different.
I guess I was in like a high area for it, like Hollywood and Santa Monica. Yeah. But still, it was just jarring to see.
Did you go to the pier at all? That pier with like the Ferris wheel and everything?
Yep. We didn't like go on it, but like I could see it. Dude, it looks just like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Dude, that's what like I don't know, man. I've driven so many cars off the end of that. Like it would be so cool to just see it in real life.
The crazy thing is with LA, like I kind of already seen everything before in movies and television, because like all the filming's there, Hollywood's there. Yeah. So it was like I've seen this beach, I've seen all these streets like Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I've already seen this place 5 times, and it looks exactly the same like how it does on TV. So if you've seen LA in TV or the movie, it looks exactly the same.
Okay.
But like startling, you'd expect it to look different than TV. Like they glam it up a little bit, but no, it's just as glamorous when you get there.
Wow, I guess that's kind of cool then.
Yeah, it's very green, very like just beautiful weather the whole time.
Yeah, dude.
It's a beautiful place to live.
But you said you didn't want to live there though, because of the prices, or?
I mean, beautiful place to live doesn't necessarily mean nice place to live, or like affordable.
Yeah, that's fair. I would love. That's what like, how cold it is. Like, how cold it was like here like 2 weeks ago, where it's like what was it,
dude,
like
fucking today is
50
cold as shit.
Something like that. If 55, 60, if that was the coldest it got, dude,
that'd be so nice.
That would be amazing. That's probably. I bet it doesn't even get that cold.
My friend that lives there, she'll be sending me shit in December, like, hey, 75 degrees, New Year's Eve.
Jesus
like,
Christ,
fuck
dude.
you.
Could you imagine, dude? Christmas, there's not even, they don't get snow, nothing.
No.
I mean, maybe like the northern part of Cali might get a little.
Maybe, but nobody lives up there.
Yeah. Nobody goes up there. It's not
dude,
cool.
it's all just weed up there. Dude. There's legal weed farms in North.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like this place called like the Green Triangle or something like that. It's like Humboldt County and like 2 other counties are like the biggest, I don't know, something about weed, like grow the most, or they sell the most, or most illegal, or some shit like that.
Did you smoke any legal weed while you were out there?
No, just like the dab carts. Okay. You know what those are?
Yeah.
Like frozen TV dinner or weed.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't want to like get. I was all scared because it was my first time to fly, so I didn't know what to bring. And then my friend just already had the dab cart, so I was like, I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah,
It's free. You already got it. Let's do this.
That's fair. That's kind of neat, dude. I don't know. I wish.
I wanted to try it, but I'm sure like smoking the same shit right here. It's probably from California.
Yeah. I mean, it was driven a while, or flown.
Oh, yeah.
However it got here, But
Smuggled, I think is the right word.
Smuggled might be the better word, but that's fair. So, speaking of smugglers, man, you catch smugglers.
Yeah.
You catch smugglers. That's a great segue right there. You catch
Beautiful
smugglers
segue.
as you work as a security guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy behind the 100 screens in a room.
Loss prevention, that security guy you've seen in every TV show,
That's
stopping
you.
shoplifters and all that. Yeah.
That's what you've been. That's what you've been on now. So we were talking off air that you probably see some fucking weird shit.
See like the craziest people, like not the craziest people, but just like people when they think they're alone.
Yeah.
They're just not.
You're
So
just
like
watching it. It's surveillance state. We're all
yeah,
being
it
watched.
is like some CCTV type shit. Like, oh, this is
great.
a little invasive.
Yeah.
But it is
But
what
they're
it is.
in wherever you are. You're in a
Like,
store
They technically agreed to it, I guess.
by shopping there. Yeah.
But they still like people think they're alone all the time. Like they'll like pick their nose, scratch their ass, just weird shit
Damn.
like that. So I see like just people think they're alone and they're not.
Do
So
you ever see somebody go to the bathroom in an aisle?
no. Yeah, we do have.
Because that's what I saw. I watched this fucked up. Who was it, dude? I think it was Michael Rappaport was breaking down like footage from like this Walmart.
Oh, no.
And Michael Rappaport's he's funny as hell. But this girl like in a Walmart
Dude.
how like Walmart has like the freezer section, cooler
Yeah.
section. That's pretty like open. Like it's
Right.
not very like secluded. Like Walmart aisles are pretty wide. This lady. She like bends down like just behind one of them. Like there's still people could see her from the other side. She just bends down behind like one of the middle coolers that are there,
Oh no.
and bends down and just shits like
Oh,
liquid diarrhea onto the ground, and then just stands back up and like pulls her pants back up and just walks.
No wiper.
Just shot it out liquid, and then stood up, walked away.
Oh, dude, those are LA people right there for sure.
Yeah.
That is in LA.
That's terrifying. So like, what do you see though? You see anything on that level
Dude.
or?
Oh no, just
Good. I'm glad you haven't seen it that bad. But
I mean, like, for sure you just see some like crazy things. It's weird to just see people go about their day and like the decisions they make, like how long people like decide to just like look at things is even weird. Like you've been in the same spot for like 2 minutes and you just haven't even moved. Like you almost haven't even breathed.
yeah.
So just trying to like figure out what's in people's heads
I
is
think
always
older
fun.
people, that's a problem sometimes, where they will literally. I think
Oh.
we're from. I maybe not just us, but like I feel like older generation, like there wasn't as many things online and stuff, so you didn't like maybe now like for a lot of stores, you can look it up online,
Yeah.
and even if you're going into the store in person, it'll literally tell you the aisle,
Mm-hmm.
so you just go straight to what you need or whatever else. I feel like a lot of people when it comes to shopping that are older like to like peruse through the whole store.
They like to browse.
Yeah, and like they'll like be in, but then like your interest will get piqued by something, and they'll be in that same 2 aisles for like fucking like 45
Man,
minutes. And I'm
but
like, what are you doing?
Some with old people, like they just don't get out of the way either. Like
Yeah,
you
they
can
don't
look at the same
realize-
thing, but like you're cutting me off, man.
Yeah, like I
Like,
need
they
to
act,
look
well,
at
they act like they got like 40 more years left.
that. Guys, the time is running out. You should be, if anything, shopping faster. Than
Right?
me,
You
know?
got like 4 tops.
Yeah, Jesus.
And you
Christ.
drive the same way.
Yeah. What? So like, when you like you catch people like stealing something, like what is like the reaction that people give you?
So
And how does
I'd
that
s-
work when you come up to? Is it like because you see it on a camera? You're in a back
So-
room.
generally, like we don't watch people, we just watch product. So like you can be like the sketchiest looking motherfucker ever, but like nobody's stealing toilet paper, shit like that. So like if you're in like a high dollar like place, or, like with an item, I'm gonna like watch that. So like if you got like $50 thing and you put it in your pocket, so like I was watching the thing the whole time. And so when somebody, they put it in their pocket and they think they're slick, they try to walk right out with it. That's what most people do, is they just conceal on them and then walk
Mhm.
out. So I was already looking at you before you even picked the thing up, probably. I was looking at that item, so like I saw that you pick it up. I got you from right there. It's like I see that you put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
So most people, like I would stop them and go like, hey, I'm security. I know you got such and such in your front left pocket. And people like go white. Like the color will drain from their face so quickly because they're like, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
It's like, I was alone. It's like, no, you weren't.
Nah,
With you
I'm
the whole
eye in the
time.
sky.
So
It's me.
I'd say about 50-50 people either fold right away and do
Yeah.
whatever you tell them. Just like, hey, can you come with me? Like we got our own little like interrogation room and everything. They just fold, come with you, do whatever you say. They won't even like say a word. They just start sweating so bad.
Hey, I can't think of a time that like I've stolen something from, at least not from one time I took something from this gift shop because I bought something from them the day before and it was a fucking scam. I found out it was a scam. They like lied to me and told me. So still not right. I don't think anybody should steal from anybody. No. But for me, I was a young boy and I had a vendetta to secure. But it was a small gift shop and I took something that was like $1. But
it's funny, these people sweat and like I'm here, I'm just doing like my 8 hours at the office. So like they're sweating, I'm just like, dude,
this is
like,
what I do.
Coffee hasn't even kicked in yet, bro.
Yeah, but I would be sweating, bro.
Yeah.
And like stop. Granted, I would again not steal is what I was kind of alluding to. Like, I'm not really gonna steal from anywhere, but but if I did, like I'd be pretty fucking nervous, dude.
So definitely people like I say 50% of the time they just fold right away, do whatever you tell them, sweat, and the other 50% of the time they get real fucking angry.
How dare you? How dare you?
Especially because like. If I stop like a non-white person,
as a white guy,
like, it's the worst. Especially because like they'll like you just stop me because I'm black or whatever. And it's like no, like you have the thing in your pocket, dude.
Like, do you or do you not have it? You know, if you don't have it, I wouldn't be here.
I sometimes have to make like stops that are like I don't know if they put it like they'll go to like a blind spot of the store and like hide it there. So like. You walked in with something, you came out without it. So, like, I just had to make, like, a decision call. Like, especially, like, there was this one time this dude picked up, like, 2 little things, goes to a blind spot. He puts them down, but I don't know that. And he just bolts for the door kind of, just, like, walks super fast. So I'm like, well, fuck, I got to go stop him.
Yeah.
And then, like, he was a black dude. And I go to, like, hey, can you just show me, like, where you put these 2 things? And right away.
Oh, no, dude.
I feel so bad. Like, but I understand it. Like
he didn't take it.
He didn't take it. He like politely just like shows me like where he put the things down. I'm just like, I'm sorry, it had nothing to do with your race. It's just like I saw you come in with these things.
Did you say that?
Yeah, well, cause
dude, I would have been like, oh, I definitely did.
Well, it was like 5 minutes of like trying to like get the answer out of him, and this whole time's like, dude, I don't need to steal. I can pay for whatever I need. And it's like, dude, it's not about that. I'm so sorry.
No, dude.
And like, but the whole time I'm thinking like. This motherfucker did steal this shit though. Yeah. And then when he shows it to me and like he didn't steal, I was like, that one hurts really bad. But that happens sometimes where it's like maybe like 10 or 20% of the time I stop somebody and they didn't actually steal anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's
you give them a gift card or something?
No, that's when people get really angry though, is when they don't steal. Like when they're actually like safe, they get so fucking angry.
Yeah, it is definitely like even though it's not personal, like you in no way are like, oh, by the way, like I you look like someone that would steal. Like
I feel so bad because it's like, man, I had nothing to do with your race. Like I said, we watch product, we don't watch people.
Yeah.
So like, I've stopped people in suits, I've stopped people in fucking rags. It's like everybody steals. So it's just like, man, it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad because like, on paper, it looks so awful. Like right
terrible.
away, like
I would hate to be you in that situation. You know, like.
But you just gotta like. You know what? I'm comfortable. I know what I did.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, it had nothing to do with it, but like it's still so bad.
Yeah, it's tough for them to get that, I guess.
Like I do feel for them people. Like any time, like dude, you just get like a bad look going in the store. I'm not in that situation.
Have you ever been accused of shoplifting?
No, actually.
No.
I have stolen stuff from like a couple stores before.
That makes you good. That makes you good at what you know what you're looking for. No, I was the same way. It was like when I was really like younger and hanging out with some bad guys maybe. but yeah, that's.
Oh, it is the most fun stopping kids though.
Oh yeah? Yeah. Do they get probably so scared?
Dude,
probably piss
there's
themselves.
this one kid who just tried to steal like a little pocket knife.
How did that go?
Dude, I stopped him right away and I was like, I gave him like this whole speech about like stealing's wrong, just give it back to me. Like he was a good sport about it. He didn't fucking give me any shit, just like right away. Like I'm sorry. I give him this whole speech, and he thinks it's done. It's like now we're gonna go talk to your parents. And this kid fucking starts crying, starts sweating so bad, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, dude. This is gonna be such a good show. This is gonna be such a good show. The whole time, like, cause the kid's like away from his parents, like they're in different aisles shopping for shit.
Yeah.
And so like I'm walking, this kid's like, I'm dead. And he's falling right behind me, like stick straight. No. And I'm just like, dead man walking.
What did you say to his parents then?
I just told him like the whole situation. Like I actually like looked out for the kids. Like he was a good kid about it. Like he didn't put up a fight. He didn't lie to me. The line is like what really gets me. Like somebody lies to me, dude, I'm trying to like fuck you over as hard as I can.
Okay, so this will be the last role play we do. I just stole something. What did I steal? What's something commonly stolen?
Dude, we'll just say a pocket knife.
Okay, I stole a nice pocket knife.
Yeah.
Pretty nice one. Maybe a more expensive pocket knife.
$50.
$50.
Something like
That's
that.
a
Sure.
nice pocket
That's a
knife.
nice.
That's a nice pocket knife. All right, I got it in here. This will be the pocket. This is the pocket
Sure.
knife right here. All right, it's in my. I took it. You were in the room, but I'm about to walk out of the store. You see me kind of getting ready. I was kind of scurrying away. All right, so.
Sir.
What's up?
I'm store security here. I know you got that pocket knife in your front pocket there. Can you just come with me? And so from right there, you're either gonna be like coming in the room with me or not.
What are you talking about? Pocket knife.
Like I know you put that pocket knife in your pocket, dude.
I was looking at pocket knife. I didn't take a pocket knife.
Just give it to me. Don't fucking bullshit me, man.
I don't have a pocket knife.
I know you have it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop fucking lying to me, dude. Look. The easiest way for you to get out of this right now is just come clean. Like, just give me the fucking thing and
get out of what, dude? What are you assuming right now?
All right, so I know you stole a motherfucking pocket knife, dude.
Are you accusing me of something right now?
You can walk out right now.
Are you accusing me of something?
You can walk out right now. I'm gonna follow you to the parking lot. I'm gonna get your license plate and I'm gonna give it to the police, and they're gonna come and get you. You rather deal with the police or you rather deal with me?
That was good. I like that. I like it. Give him the pocket knife back. Now I'm getting interrogated and getting fined money, but that's good. That's good.
That's kind of how it goes, especially if somebody's giving me some shit. Like, the best thing is just attack them like right away.
Just you was what
like,
you're talking about with boxing. You got it right now in this moment. I gotta be aggressive. I got the opening. I need to be aggressive. Wow, dude, that's
got him on the ropes.
Yeah, you gotta finish him. Finish him right there. You don't want to give him a chance. No breath. All right, we're at like the hour 40 mark, Dylan. Is there anything we didn't get to that
Oh man, hour 40, really?
Yeah, that you really needed to get off your chest. It's been a long time coming. Cause I know we talked about it pre-COVID. You were gonna be on the show. Then it ended up not working out and just completely forgot to get you back on until now. So I'm excited we finally did it. But is there anything that we're missing that the people need to know?
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
And the only thing I want to say is like thank you for having me.
Of course,
it's really a privilege. They say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. I hope it happens a lot sooner for you, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I thank you a ton for being on. You're a great dude. I've talked a lot about you training me and stuff of boxing, and I hope to get back to it. As soon as things maybe settle down, maybe I get closer to Kenosha or something. If something like that happens,
I'll show you some stuff in the parking lot, man. I don't care anywhere.
That I would love that as well. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you being on. It's been fun getting to chat with you. Hopefully we do it again soon. I'd like to we've got the equipment here we can do like group sessions and shit. So I'd love to get like yourself, Lucas, a couple guys that we've all hooped with
that'd
before.
That'd be so awesome.
Just shoot the shit. That would be pretty funny, I think. So
dude, I'll be a regular.
That would be awesome, dude. I would love that. But I also want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in live today. That if you're listening days after over on Spotify, or you're watching this on YouTube days after, thank you. Also shout out to our patrons. They should be on the screen right now. And if you're interested in supporting the channel over on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/DarrenRita, where we post exclusive videos, behind the scenes content for how we do stuff like the podcast, as well as other videos, how I've directed my music videos, how I break down how I make every single one of my songs. And you can do that for as little as $1. So go to patreon.com/DarrenRita if you're interested in doing something like that. Aside from that, thank you to Kenosha Auto Insurance for sponsoring this episode. If you drive a car, which a lot of you do, you should give them a call and tell them that Rita sent you. The worst that can happen is you will get the best rate. So if you have what's best for you right now, they're going to leave you alone. But I'm just letting you know, they could probably save you some money. Aside from that, this has been the 124th episode of the dtalks podcast here with Dylan Babcock. I will see you guys next week.